spend tons of money every year on treatments and creams to get rid of wrinkles, but you can't forget about your neck. Coming up this hour, a new non-surgical technique experts say can tighten up your neck for years.
And from trips to Disney World to pageants, a couple of best friends do it all together. Coming up, Miss North Carolina preteen and junior preteen stop by to let us know what lessons they hope to teach other young ladies.
And do you ever find yourself a little jealous as you scroll through Facebook and see your friends' pictures? Well, it's happened to everybody, you know, from time to time. That happens. But that social media jealousy can have a stronger effect on teens and can even lead to depression. Coming up at 8, a local doctor going to explain what you can do to keep it from happening to your child or grandchild. Welcome in this Friday. It is July 31st. You're watching Good Day Charlotte.
You have made it to the end of the work week.
Yes, you have.
I'm Caitlin Lockerbie filling in for Eric Weber.
I'm Paige Crawford, and we'll get to Nick Koser here in just a minute, but I wanted to show you something, you at home, and Caitlin, you, anybody, you know, in the studio, anyone who'd like to look at their screen right now.
Tune in,
I wanted to show you this. We were in Noda last night and walking down the sidewalk, and we saw these. Every couple blocks, they have these. These are a new way to advertise. Isn't that cool? It's a power wash. You put a stencil down, and they power wash so that part, you know, gets cleaned.
So
and then
all the filth is around.
You can see that, well, you did the difference in color. But is it, I mean, leave it to Noda, right? To come up with like the coolest, most like environmentally friendly, neighborhood friendly way to advertise. Anyway, I just thought I would put the pictures up because I think it's just a cool thing to do.
It is. How long, do you know how long they've been doing that? Is that new over there?
It's new to me, and I asked a bunch of the producers and nobody had seen them either. Have you guys in studio? Yeah, no, so it's pretty new apparently, yeah.
That is clever. I like that. Great idea.
I tweeted this out and put it on Facebook and stuff too, so if you know where other ones are, let us know. What were you gonna say, Nick?
I didn't realize it was a stencil. Now the allure is gone. I thought
what did you think though? A power wash like by hand?
I thought some Michelangelo was out there doing it all freehand.
That would have been way cooler. Sorry. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
We'll send you out there with a power wash later. Yeah, so you can come up
right. You'll see a lot of squigglies, and that's about it. It'll look like my 6-year-old son's kindergarten projects. All right, 7:02. Hey, take a look at this. This is video from the sunrise this morning on Lake Norman. I believe that was a finger or a thumb you just saw pass by. In any event, gorgeous out there this morning, a lot of sunshine, low humidity, and get out there and enjoy today and tomorrow, because we don't get many days like these that we're going to get here late in July and in early August. These are the dog days of summer. Headline-wise, I do think we are going to see sunny and pleasant conditions through today. Rain chances return Sunday, but they're not great. We're going to stay hot, too. So just because the humidity goes down doesn't mean the temperature is going to go down a whole lot. At Charlotte Douglas International Airport, yesterday saw just a shade under 0.2 of an inch of rain. We were actually kind of the big winner yesterday in terms of the amount of rainfall that we saw. Out west of us, just west of Mecklenburg County, Gaston County, Lincoln, and Cleveland counties under a severe drought at this point. We'll talk more about that. Cold front is now off to our south and east. Chesterfield may be seeing some light sprinkles, but otherwise not much in the way of rain with that frontal system right now. 75 Charlotte, 78 Gastonia, high temperatures, middle low 90s throughout the day today. Really almost a 0% chance for rain as we get going through the rest of the day and into this evening. Tomorrow about the same, and then we'll see a 20% chance come back in on Sunday, but again, chance is not great. And we'll keep those kind of pop-up shower chances in the forecast through most of next work week, with the best chance for rain being Thursday. This is your AccuWeather forecast. Here's Chuck Rhodes.
Thanks, Nick. Good day, Sean. It's 7:03, folks. Looking good throughout the Queen City, including right here. This is I-85 at Billy Graham Parkway. That's northbound traffic headed away from us, southbound traffic coming toward us. If you are headed to the airport right now, that's how it looks, folks. So you can get in with just minimal delays into Charlotte Douglas. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you not texting and driving. On the major roads, folks, the volume is noticeably lighter on Fridays. We've got a few more weeks before the school gets back in session. I-77 here at the Davidson exit. We'll see some delays here in a few weeks when school starts, but right now, green conditions. Still clearing up utility situation and some debris on Main Street, just north of Griffith Street in Davidson. You might want to use I-77. You can also jump on Jackson Street as an alternate. Taking a look a little further south on I-77 around Sam Fur Road, still green conditions. Any merging delays at Gilead? Not yet, folks. Good stuff. Keep up the good work. We'll keep you posted. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Chuck. Crews now in California trying to get a handle on more than a dozen wildfires burning in the state this morning.
That's right. Triple-digit temperatures and gusty winds are adding fuel to the flames. Here's Barbara Lash with an update.
And one of the largest fires is in the Rocky Fire area. It's actually called the Rocky Fire, north of San Francisco. It started Wednesday. Within hours, destroyed 2 homes, charred 13 square miles. The flames have forced hundreds of people from their homes, and it's burning in a rugged area that's difficult for crews to get to. Another fire near Sacramento tore through a mobile home park, destroying several buildings and threatening livestock as well.
I do have horses back in here, and I just got a phone call this morning that the property was still safe and they were still out there, so I was trying to get out there to get them.
You don't realize what it feels like to be displaced until you are, you just don't have a clue, But hopefully everything's going to be okay and they're going to get contained and nobody's going to be harmed and no animals are going to be hurt.
Across California, an estimated 7,000 firefighters are working to contain these flames. Caitlin?
Well, we should learn later today whether cameras will be allowed in the courtroom in the trial of CMPD officer Randall Carrick. This after the judge heard arguments yesterday from the media urging for them to be approved. Attorneys for Officer Carrick say that they expect he'll take the stand in his own defense once testimony gets underway. Carrick is charged with voluntary manslaughter for shooting and killing Jonathan Ferrell, who was unarmed back in 2013. Opening statements are set to begin on Monday. And this morning, the NAACP is voicing concerns about the jury in that trial. The Charlotte chapter president says that the jury makeup doesn't accurately reflect the demographic of Mecklenburg County. With that said, she fears that this could hurt the case. The jury is made up of 8 women and 4 men. Of those 12, 4 women and 3 men are white, 2 women are Hispanic, and 2 women and 1 man are black. The chapter president says that most of the jurors won't be able to see through the eyes of Jonathan Ferrell. Legal experts tell us that it's not all about race. Under federal law, you cannot simply select a juror because of their ethnicity. Lawyers had to pick from a pool of 60 people who were all selected randomly from driver's license records and voting records. And newly released video shows a different angle of the scene where a former university officer shot and killed an unarmed black man. This video was recorded by 2 other officers' body cameras. Ray Tenzing shot and killed 43-year-old Samuel Dubose during a traffic stop on July 19th. The clip shows that for only a split second, Tenzing was on the ground, then got up and ran with another officer toward Dubose's car. Now, at this point, Dubose had already been shot and the car was rolling down the street. Tenzing has been indicted on a murder charge but pleaded not guilty. He's been released from jail.
And the fate of the Colorado movie theater shooter now lies in the hands of a jury. Thursday was closing arguments in day 7 of the sentencing trial for James Holmes. Holmes found guilty on all 165 counts for killing 12 people and wounding 70 others. Now the panel of 9 women and 3 men will decide on the shooter's fate, either life in prison without the chance for parole or the death penalty. And an arrest made in the brutal murder of one local man. 41-year-old Jamie Hernandez reported missing on July 6th. This is a mugshot of Hernandez from 2014 when he was arrested and charged with peeping at a teenage girl. Authorities say a passerby found his dismembered body last Friday in Stallings. Special agents have arrested now James McCarthy of Monroe for Hernandez's death. Right now, detectives still don't know why McCarthy may have killed him. McCarthy is charged with first-degree murder, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and concealing the death. Police and the SBI now searching a home in Monroe. Stay with Fox 46 and fox46charlotte.com for this developing story.
Well, later today, local churches will be getting a crash course in safety. This all in response to last month's deadly church shooting in Charleston and a recent string of fires at predominantly black churches, including one right here in Charlotte. CMPD and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Sheriff's Office are holding seminars for church leaders today. They're focusing on personal safety, building security, and responding to active shooters. Also later today, the funeral for a firefighter found dead at his firehouse. Captain Alan Truck Hicks will be laid to rest this afternoon at Mallard Creek Baptist Church. He responded to a house fire in Albemarle on Sunday night, then returned to his station. He was later found dead by his relief. Hicks was captain of the NC Air National Guard Fire Department at the Stanley County Airport. He worked in Cabarrus County for more than 15 years.
And another video released now showing Planned Parenthood's alleged practice of selling aborted fetal tissue. The Center for Medical Progress published this undercover video. It shows a meeting between a Planned Parenthood vice president and 2 people posing as fetal tissue buyers. Listen here as the vice president explains why any contract between the 2 parties should be done in the name of research and not a, quote, business venture.
Putting it under the research gives us a little bit of a little overhang sort of over the whole thing. Because if you have someone in a really anti-state that's going to be doing this for you, they're probably going to get caught. How confident are you?
So the executive goes on to say she wants to price things body part by body part instead of one flat fee. This is the 4th undercover video released by the anti-abortion group. Planned Parenthood calling this, though, a smear campaign. They say it has done nothing wrong or illegal. Congressional lawmakers, meanwhile, leaving behind a pile of unfinished business. The House and Senate are now on recess, but when they return in September, they'll have to vote on a series of issues. One of them, the president's nuclear deal with Iran. Also, funding issues with Planned Parenthood may surface in light of those undercover videos of executives allegedly selling those fetuses. Congress will also have to raise the federal debt limit, which could come to a last-minute vote. And the state's voter ID lawsuit continues as well. Attorneys defending now North Carolina's new election law have rested their case. They say the new law is racially neutral and doesn't discriminate, but prosecutors claim that legislators crafted the law to burden Black and Hispanic voters. The judge is not expected to rule right away on this one. Meantime, a thumbs up from former President George H.W. Bush, 91-year-old there, posting his picture on his Twitter page on Thursday as he recovers from a broken bone in his neck. The caption, "Who knew jumping out of planes was safer than getting out of bed? Thanks to all for your kind, get well messages." Now, you might remember Bush used to go skydiving on his birthday, so that's what he was referencing there.
Meanwhile, thieves are just waiting for the opportunity to steal your personal information. That's the message from the North Carolina Attorney General Roy Cooper. On Thursday, he talked about the latest identity theft scams happening across the state. Some of the scams involve the bad guys trying to cash tax refunds by filing false returns in someone else's name. That's what happened to Lee and Diana Rainey. Lee says that a thief got his Social Security number, but the criminal didn't actually get Lee's tax refund money because the IRS caught him before it was too late.
We were concerned. We were very concerned, and it wasn't like somebody who's, you know, all of a sudden all their money's disappearing and all that other sort of stuff. So we were a little bit lucky that way. And
the Attorney General says to protect your identity, you should check your credit reports regularly, and you can even put a freeze on your credit. So if criminals get your personal information, they won't be able to use it to open new accounts. Well, bulk shopping can mean great deals, but it can also mean more congestion. A BJ's membership club is being built near the Metropolitan Shopping Center in Midtown Charlotte. It'll be right next to Target and a number of other stores, and drivers are worried once construction is complete, the already heavy traffic there will only get worse. But some shoppers say this is also a much-needed addition for people who need some variety.
I mean, I think you could have the feed off of the same customer base, essentially, the moms that are buying in bulk and also shopping at Target for smaller items.
The store is scheduled to open later this year.
All right, so if you are waiting until next month to fly away for vacation, you could be in luck because the price of an average round-trip ticket will drop tomorrow. A round-trip domestic ticket going to cost you about $245. That's on average, of course. It's about 5% lower than it was last August. This is all according to Hopper, an airfare data analysis company. September travelers will pay an average of $249 for a round-trip ticket. Sinking fuel costs and softer demand are partly to thank for those cheaper flights. And a lot of stores starting their back-to-school sales and promotion this weekend. So this morning, Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti takes a look at the multi-billion-dollar business of all those pens, pencils, and notebooks.
Summer's in full swing, and many of us are enjoying much-deserved vacations from theme parks to beaches. But in the retail world, there's no time for time off during back-to-school season.
Back to school and back to college shopping is second to Black Friday, so it is huge for us and for retailers in general and for our customers.
The world's largest retail trade group is projecting $68 billion in spending.
That's down a little bit from last year, but it's still the second biggest spending season of the year for consumers and retailers.
The Department of Education estimates there are nearly 55 million students nationwide from pre-K to high school, and many have a laundry list of things to buy.
Notebooks, pens, pencils, crayons, and paper, and pens and pencils and erasers.
Families with children in grades K through 12 will spend an average of $630 on everything from apparel and new shoes to electronics and even, school supplies.
But the biggest chunk of spending is the result of higher education.
Much of the money that goes into that $68 billion actually does come from college shoppers and their families.
They're anticipated to spend more than $43 billion. That is more than the GDP of many countries.
For our stores that are near college campuses, it's like their Black Friday. Everybody's gearing up for everything for the dorms, so how to decorate for the bedding.
Back to school spending is expected to be down almost $7 billion from last year as a result of shoppers being cautious.
The economy is actually less of a factor than it ever has been. Parents are heading into the season confident in their finances, but still deciding to spend less, mostly because it's good, frugal sense for their family budget.
If you're trying to stretch your dollar, be sure to look out for sales tax holidays. Many states offer them for certain items, and in most cases, it applies both in-store and online. In New York, Lauren Simonetti, Fox Business.
And it was a grand slam for one seller at a Chicago auction.
An 1860s Brooklyn Athletics team baseball card sold for over $179,000. The Athletics was a founding member of the National Association of Baseball Players, the sport's first organized league. The pre-Civil War card was owned by Florence Sasso, whose great-great-uncle played for the team. Auction organizers say that it was purchased by an anonymous collector from the West Coast. Has a pre-sale estimate of $50,000.
Who has that kind of money, man?
To spend on a baseball card.
I know.
Somebody who's doing really well. All right, well, also sold at the action, the 1984 Summer Olympic torch that Bruce Jenner carried through Lake Tahoe, Nevada. The torch sold for $24,000. The Olympic torch is the first major piece of Jenner memorabilia to go to auction since the transition to Caitlyn Jenner. Jenner won the gold medal in the 1976 decathlon. The torch had a pre-sale estimate of $20,000. And the 2022 Winter Olympics will be held in Beijing. The International Olympic Committee made that announcement about an hour ago. Beijing beat out Kazakhstan to win the bid, and Beijing is now the first city to host both a summer and winter games.
I was there for the summer, and I was telling the girls outside before I was secretly pregnant. I was working for an NBC station at the time, and I had not told them. It was very cool, but it was very trying to be there because
exhausted.
Well, yeah, but and also just there. If you go to the markets there's just lots of smells that are unfamiliar, that are tough on you when you're pregnant. So,
but what a cool experience!
Oh,
That's
such a cool experience! Yeah.
So fun.
All right, also this year making headlines, drought and intense heat taking a big toll on local farmers.
That's right. They're having to come up with a plan to water their crops just to keep them alive. Many farmers have opted out of planting and growing green beans because that's one vegetable that requires constant watering. The lack of rain and hot temperatures are a recipe for disaster, according to farmers, and they say that they use well water for some of their source. That's if they're lucky. Others we spoke to aren't as lucky, and they have to tap into irrigation systems that use river and pond water, which are already low because of the drought.
Lots of people use ponds and stuff, and they have to use their irrigation pumps. They're lucky because they have a good water source, and I do have I'm fortunate that I do have a well that I can use.
We're told farmers in Gaston and Lincoln County have suffered the most. Those areas are officially in a drought, and those areas are also in a state of voluntary water consumption, which encourages people to watch their water usage. Now, swimmers in our area also feeling the impact of the drought. Officials in York County closing the Ebenezer Park swimming area on Lake Wylie because of the low lake levels. We're told the swimming area will be closed for the remainder of the 2015 season. Lots of unhappy people, I'm sure. Earlier this week, Duke Energy closed some of its boat access ramps because of the water levels. And Nick, it doesn't look like we're going to see rain anytime in the next 24 hours or so, huh?
Yeah, not really. You guys have to check this out, though. Stick with me here. 97 was the high yesterday, Gastonia, 97 Rock Hill. Humidity was up there big time. So the heat index here felt like maybe 110 at the very, very most, maybe 115. But take a look at this observation coming in out of Iran. This was yesterday. A station there measured the air temperature at 109. The dew point was at 90 degrees. For an apparent temperature, a real feel of 154 degrees. Unbelievable stuff. That's like basically being in the middle of an oven. The reason why the humidity was so big, this is the Persian Gulf here, some of those surface water temperatures are around 90 degrees, so that just creates almost like a steam bath. And when the wind blows north, the folks on shore get that heat and humidity. So I'll tell you what, I'm never going to complain about the humidity again after seeing that. Did have a blue moon out there this morning. It is since gone, and we're seeing generally sunny skies, some real cool-looking clouds over the Charlotte area right now, and we're going to continue to see that. Do have maybe a couple of passing showers down there towards Chesterfield, but overall, it's going to be a dry day and a dry 48-hour period. So this morning as you're heading to work, Temperatures will be around 80 degrees as you get there. Sunshine, but again, some passing clouds. And then after work, as you're getting home at about 5, should be around 89 or so. High temperatures will be back in the low 90s, but the humidity will make it feel like it's much, much cooler and much more pleasant out there for today and tomorrow. I'll have your full 7-day forecast coming up. Take it away, Chuck.
Well, thank you, Sir Nick. I'm tripping my way over here to the camera here, taking a live look at I-85 and Billy Graham Parkway. Folks, if you're headed to the airport in the next couple of minutes, you're in good shape. Nothing unusual in this area, just some minor merging delays on the interstates, and they are minor at this point. Let's take a look at our map right now. I do have an accident being reported, 77 northbound, just past 485 exit 19. Left lane reported blocked, but as you can see, 65 miles an hour getting through the area. No need to seek an alternate route headed up to the Huntersville area. You know, sometimes the technology just doesn't work proper. But it's working good now. Here we go. Clearing up some debris and utility in Davidson on Main Street near Griffith Street. You can consider I-77 as an alternate. And folks, responding to a call, property damage collision reported on Steel Creek Road just off of 485. Minor delays, though, in that area. Keep up the good work. Anytime you see emergency teams, please move over if you can. Let's keep everybody safe. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Chuck. So breaking news here coming into the Fox 46 newsroom. This is out of Cherryville, where Fox 46 has learned police are investigating an overnight possible murder-suicide. This video here provided to us by Lem Lynch Photography. Be sure to keep it right here on Fox 46 for more on this developing story. Also on the way here on Good Day, ladies, you want to get rid of those pesky neck wrinkles, but you don't want surgery and you want results fast? Well, we've got Dr. Rostan here to show us the latest anti-aging craze. Up next.
Plus, is there a right way and a wrong way to text? A new study shows that people have real texting pet peeves. Find out what makes good texting etiquette coming up.
And playtime with this baby elephant. Look at this cute guy. I know, the video's blowing up all over the internet. We'll tell you why, although you can probably guess for yourself because it's just really cute. I know. We're back in just a moment.